like and subscribe. Make-A-Wish employees, what was the most strangest thing a Make-A-Wish kid asked for and actually received? My friend's an aquarist, and she told me about one 17-year-old cancer patient who had a wish to smell a sea lion's breath before he died. He had read it was the worst thing ever, and was just curious to experience it for some reason. Plus he liked sea lions, I guess. She was of course pretty shocked by the request, and said, "Are you sure? I promise you really don't want to smell it. I always make sure to hold my breath if I'm getting that close," but he insisted, and it was arranged. He puked, and didn't enjoy it very much. I got a wish when I was 8. Was a massive wrestling fan at the time, and used to watch it when I was in hospital as they had Foxtel, Australian cable. Anyway, so I wished for Foxtel to watch wrestling. It took a few months, but eventually it got granted, free Foxtel with all channels plus PPVS, until I turned 16 plus the biggest TV on the market back then. They forgot to ever turn off the free Foxtel. I'm now 30. Friender's son want a spider costume. Not a Spider-Man costume. Spider. It was the day before Halloween. A volunteer stayed up all night and made him the costume. That volunteer is a legend. A funeral. He knew his parents wouldn't be able to afford one, so he wished to have his funeral paid for. They were able to convince his to make another wish, and he wished for gold lockets for his mom and sister with his initials engraved on them. My ex-GF was a Make-A-Wish kid, and she got to be a guest on Avatar: The Last Airbender. She was in the Tales of Basing SE. At the end of the tale of Aang, she's the kid that sees her cat in the zoo and says, "Fluffykins, what are you doing down there?" Also, to add to this, her wish wasn't actually to be on the show, but to go to Orlando Studios to meet the cast and crew. While she was there, the show's creators offered to draw her into the show and gave her a line to say. So the character she voiced was even drawn to look like her. Even the hat she wears was similar to the one she wore at the time. I used to know a dude who got sick in high school, and his wish was to see Rocksteady Studios and be in one of their games. The studio was super cool, evidently, and they put him in Arkham Knight as a GCPD officer. Best part of the story is that he recovered, and, last I heard, is still doing okay to this day. I was a Black Hawk pilot in the army, and we had a Make-A-Wish kid who wanted to fly in an army helicopter. We had to remove all the seats, so we could strap his wheelchair down in the middle of the helicopter, and we flew him around at treetop level, yanking and banking with the doors open for a while. Yes, of course, ma'am. We'll take him on a nice scenic flight. Doors close. So kid, you like roller coasters? My wife worked as a nurse at a children's hospital and cared for a 17-year-old cancer patient. Her wish was to meet Wiz Khalifa. He showed up and spent the day. My wife said they went on a walk and came back high as balls. She said it was a great day for the boy and his family. He passed away a few weeks later. I heard about a kid a few months back who got to blow up an overpass. It was scheduled for demolition anyways, but they got to push the plunger. https://www.youtube.com/watch v=yhzrtg3n plus. Here's the video. Credit to /u/borderlandsman. Heard about one kid who, upon finding his cancer was terminal, requested to meet Voldemort so that he could join the Death Eaters. After I survived cancer at 17, I was offered a wish. I went to Christmas Island with my family to see the spawning of the red crabs, reckoned to be one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. Picture it, a million fist-sized red land crabs making their way down to the sea edge to release their eggs into the ocean over a period of just 3 hours or so. The Make-A-Wish volunteers looked horrified as I explained it. And I'm typing this now, so yes, I live, thanks. Edit. Come to think of it, I am pretty sure my wish caught my family a bit off guard too. I was a Make-A-Wish kid back in 2017, and my wish was to go see a live brain surgery in Seattle at University of Washington. I loved Grey's Anatomy, I loved Dr. Shepard, and I had brain cancer, So I wanted to see what my doctors kind of saw. What an experience, and learned so much. I was a little neurosurgeon for a day, and the neurosurgeon was playing the pixies while operating. What a great happy moment, I won't forget. They even sent my family from Arizona to Seattle with me, to have dinner with me in the Space Needle. I had a wish, when I was 8 due to having leukemia and a bone marrow transplant. My first thought was meet Bruce Willis. Die Hard was my newly discovered favorite film, but my dad asked if I wanted something that would last like a computer. I always loved playing on the hospital computers, so yeah, went for that. Best decision ever, I might owe my career to it. I hear Bruce Willis is a bit of a titirel anyway. Edit, I think this was after the BMT, so I was past the worst of it, so I was most likely going to be around to enjoy the thing that will last. Edit 2, in case Bruce Willis reads this, I'm still a massive fan, even after Die Hard 5. You probably could have guilted Bruce Willis into buying you a computer. Most surprising one to me was the Make-A-Wish kid that got to go on Howard Stern Live on Air, https://yahoo!b/fg0 wcq t=17. Howard asked the Make-A-Wish rep what was the wildest request, and she replied, UHH I think, we're in the middle of one, right here. Haha. Pretty dope move by Make-A-Wish. When I was on a carrier, they flew a kid and his parents out. They routinely fly distinguished visitors, but we thought it was weird there was this kid. They got tours and watched flight ops, but he cold no fly with us, so they asked us to have dinner with him, so he could at least meet pilots and ask questions. It was really humbling when we realized this is what he was there for. He literally wished to just come see what we do and hang it with us. Okay, this is more wholesome than anything, but a girl who was a grade above me had cancer in high school. She graduated and I joined the band my senior year to see this plaque with her name and face on it from Make-A-Wish. She used her wish to donate new instruments to the school's band as they were needing new ones. I still know her to this day, and she makes a ton of jokes about cancer that it even freaked out her college roommates. She's one of the nicest people I've ever met. My partner's nephew had cancer when he was younger. He asked the Make-A-Wish people for Baxty, his dad and even the Make-A-Wish person were like, are you sure? We could have the entire family go to Disney in America if you want. And Hella's like, nah, I want Box. Luckily, and miraculously, he survived, so we can laugh about it now. I have incurable cancer, but I'm an adult. I've been put in touch with a charity who helps out people in my position. Normally it's not a Make-A-Wish type of thing, they just pay for a holiday or something. But I have told them that if I'm still here after COVID, and if Bill Burr does another world tour, I'd like to meet him. They responded pretty positively, saying they'd see what they could do, haha. I'm not holding my breath, but it would be pretty cool if it happened. Edit. 1. Wow, this took off. Thanks so much for the upvotes, awards, comments, offers of help, and offers to get me to an actual upcoming Bill Burr show. I couldn't believe it. 2. I'm in Australia and currently can't just pop over to the USA because of COVID, cancer treatment and regular life stuff. This is why I said, if Bill Burr does another world tour, he's been here before, so post-COVID there is a good chance he'll come again. 3. When I could no longer work as a train driver, they for some reason don't want people with brain tumors in charge of 1,000 people's lives, I had to semi-retire. Instead I published my own children's book, http://www.jerafianiorhead.com, as a new career that I can pick up or put down easily depending on how I'm going with treatment. So feel free to check it out. When my son was 3, his Make-A-Wish was to meet Elmo. For a 3-year-old, not that strange, I guess. Sent us to Sesame World in Philly. We get there, and they had no clue he was on a Make-A-Wish trip, but they were great, and he met Elmo. I remember when Badkid, https://n Wikipedia.org/wiki/Badkid made the news. Over 10,000 people took part. And the kid made 5 years cancer free. Edit for clarity. I was not involved. A couple of the commentators were so please give them your upvotes. Also please use your coins to support more and similar charities. They deserve them. Not me. My brother had cancer when we were in high school. We all got to go to an ice skating rink in New York City and play hockey with some of the New York Rangers. He was a Flyers fan, but what can you do? This wasn't actually his wish, but it was set up by the Make-A-Wish Foundation for all the terminal kids at the hospital, I'm pretty sure. I used to be a wish granter, and one kid wished for his parents to become citizens. They were illegal, and it was a constant source of anxiety for the kid that they could be deported. Unfortunately, despite the name RW cannot grant everything, and they did try, got a lawyer and everything, but it was not possible. More than 50% of wishes are Disney, though. Edit. Being a wish granter is a volunteer job and I highly recommend it for anyone looking for a volunteer role. You get to ask the child their wish, and you organize the going away/wish party. Edit. You guys have latched onto the going away party. 1. It is a common misconception, but most wish kids do not die. See my below comment. 2. They get a send-off party. Word it however you want, haha, but it is a party before they go on their wish trip. A lot of parents use it to celebrate everything the child has overcome, and put up pictures of them in treatment, etc. It is a send-off, though not to end of life you minding gutter people, to Disney World, or wherever they want to go. Was not weird or anything, but one of my friends had leukemia in 8th grade and her wish was to meet Adam Sandler. So she got to spend the day on set of The Longest Yard with him. Since not once, wishes that were granted, my nephew got a family trip to Costa Rica for his wish. Ziplines, beaches, they had a blast. My nephew wasn't terminal, he needed brain surgery for seizures and the stress of the surgery did a number on him mentally. I did a children's wish at 17, which is an equivalent charity. I initially asked for tickets to the Victoria's Secret fashion show after party. While they found it humorous, I was asked to choose a backup. I went to the Galapagos in the end, so that was pretty sweet. You've been visited by the ghost of a very important man. Pay your respects by liking and subscribing, and he'll grant you 3 weeks of good luck.